House of Reps committee accused free trade zone companies of shortchanging Nigeria. Institute of Legislative Studies seeks to improve bill and legislative drafting. And later on the program,
the journey has been tough. It's been tough, and we are praying to God that having done well in the eyes of our people, we'll be able to get the primary through.
We'll x-ray the state of the nation from the perspective of the lawmaker representing Amuwo Odofin Federal Constituency of Lagos State. You're watching the Hallowed Chambers on TVC News. I am Tijesu Adewi. Lawmakers are on break from legislative duties, but they are neck deep involved in politicking ahead of the party primaries. Some of them are seeking a return to the Hallowed Chambers, and some of them are seeking other elective positions. The mood of the parliament when lawmakers return from their break in June will suggest who is out and who stays to continue the task of lawmaking in the next legislative dispensation. The Public Accounts Committee of the House of Representatives has pointed fingers at companies operating in Nigeria's free trade zones and accused them of non-remittance of taxes. The lawmakers say more than 500 licensed free trade zone enterprises operating in the country are now circumventing the system to evade tax payment. The Public Accounts Committee now questions why the large chunk of money paid in the zone is not remitted to the government's purse.
The amount of money you pay for operating in the zone with the taxes you will have paid if you are not in the zone, I can compare and contrast and see which one is higher.
Do you think it's fair on the country? They just move it there to avoid payment of tax. Yes, they pass the year roads, they use the year facilities, and they know the country cannot meet their budgetary requirement.
There is the issue of withholding tax, that you should be withholding taxes from companies you are dealing with and remit same to FIRS government designated banks. I want to know the level of compliance of your company.
Oil and gas free zone can come and get their money through appropriation. Parliament will consider it and give them money like any other agency of government. But to collect dollars from you and spend it is illegal.
The management of some companies in the free trade zone came face to face with lawmakers and were put on oath to defend the allegations against them.
All Africa, the only country who has the reserve and the production to justify the investment will be Nigeria.
It's Nigeria.
Probably even without the free zone, we will take the same decision.
The total sum paid to the oil and gas free zone for pipe quotas is $2,260,035.
The National Institute of Legislative Studies has started work to strengthen the process of drafting bills. The institute have now received the revised manual put together by experts drawn from the Federal Ministry of Justice, Nigeria Law Reform Commission, Institute of Advanced Legal Studies, the National Assembly, and the British Council.
That you took out your time, sit down to do this work, find time to be here, to make this presentation. It's an honor done to us as an institute. And I need to commend your efforts in revising the manual, which I want to believe will be utilized for the Nigerian legislature, both at the state and federal level, for our drafters in the country, both at the State Ministry of Justice at the center. What we have done today is a service to this country. Our institute is ready to support this team. There's a way we can scale it up with the support of the British Council. So a national, team that will further look into other areas of challenges, both in our justice sector, in the area of drafting, and some other area that we believe we need to look into.
To present
the published, printed Nigeria Legislative Drafting Guide to the Institute. The DG will recall that some maybe 6 months ago, we were at his office with some members of this delegation to seek his permission for this job to be executed, because it is something that started from here, noticing the problems that are faced in the course of drafting our laws, the lack of standard, the lack of updating knowledge in legislative drafting. This institute spearheaded the production of a manual for legislative drafting, and this manual attracted the attention of the range of stakeholders. It was an impressive work. The objective is something that so many other institutions in the sector shared. And so with the permission of the DG, we all came together representing the variety of institutions under the auspices and leadership of the Federal Justice Sector Reform Coordinating Committee, and said we would like to revise this manual and raise it to the level of a national guide.
Let's bring in the member representing Amuwo Odofin Federal Constituency of Lagos State, Honourable Oghene Egoh. You're welcome to the Hallowed Chambers.
Thank you very much. I'm honored to be with you once more.
Let's start with the issue of insecurity that has ravaged some parts of Nigeria for more than a decade. Don't you think it seems it has defied all solutions thrown at it?
It's a very difficult question. Yes, it started when our party was in power, but it was managed to the barest minimum. It was only in Northeast. Today, Zamfara is no go area. Kebbi is no go area. Even the state of the president consider they are not even afraid. Even Sokoto State, the governor cried out some time ago and said, look, almost a whole territorial zone has been taken over by so-called bandits or terrorists, as you call them. Look at Kaduna, it's surrounded. You cannot go safely by road, you can't go by train, even by air. It's a problem. Where are we going to? You know? And the saddest of them is a situation where a poor girl who's on WhatsApp made an innocent comment and is stoned to death. I understand when the story was going on, there were so many law enforcement agencies. We condemn it in all ramifications. And after stoning her to death, the same people who are calling the story to death are going up and down, trying to bomb churches, and even destroy businesses or minority there, like the Igbo people's business. So, okay, what has the business of the Igbo people done to such people? Did the business say anything wrong about who they worship? Why are you going up to that extent? We are one country, we are one people. We should not do this to ourselves. We must condemn in all entirety the activities of those who, after killing, are now destroying various businesses belonging to people from Southeast and others from the South. It's not fair. We should be fair to each other. Because these people are contributing to the economy. They pay their taxes and they make the nation thick. Why should we do this to our brother? So my appeal is that let's do this in moderation. Let's do this in moderation. Let us be each brother's keeper. People live in every part of the country. People should be safe to live in every part of the country.
Would you advise the government to seek foreign assistance to tackle these security challenges if we all agree that our armed forces and other security agencies are overwhelmed, especially with the emerging security threats?
Yeah, and it's unfortunate. Why should we not seek foreign intervention when we cannot do it? The way the North is overrun in a lot of areas, if the South is overrun like that, then we're almost a failed state. I want to encourage the government to seek for foreign assistance. Even the organizations that have army who can fight wars, they may not be government, whether you call them mercenaries or we need them. All we want is this country to be rid of these people so that let there be peace and prosperity. I'm not too sure that the railway have been restored to Kaduna yet.
The attack on the Abuja-Kaduna train was one terrible incident that portrays how bad insecurity has become in the country. But the federal government already plans to resume rail service on that track, while those kidnapped are still held captive. What should be the priority at this moment?
And people are afraid to even enter. So when you have a situation like that, I think that nothing is too much to ensure our security. Let's not wait until it comes to the doorstep of everybody before we do it. And I also want to say another thing, which we are running away from, and that is state police. Every state needs a state police to be able to take care of their security, defend themselves to some extent before you call on the army. The state police, they know their territory, they'll be recruited from the state. You know, we need them. If you don't have them, people will come in from all manner of people, and the soldiers, the police that we have is so few. We need the state to complement. Now people will say, oh, where will the money to pay them come from? I can assure you that in every country, every state, if the state government says we want a state police, let's pay this tax for security tax, everybody will pay. Because people will prefer to pay the tax and sleep with their two eyes closed and have security for themselves, for their children, rather than holding money in their pocket. And that money will be more than enough to pay the state police. We need it to ensure our security. Let us not wait until it is too late, until it gets to everybody before we agree to have state police.
How will you react to reports that the bandits want some of their commanders released from security custody in exchange for the victims of the train kidnap?
I don't want to talk about it. I'm not a security expert. But if bandits who are killing people, we are arrested and you just keep them. Meanwhile, the people they kill them. Then government have an answer to question to answer. But I don't want to speak further on that issue.
Matters were made worse recently when a young female undergraduate was killed in Sokoto over allegations of blasphemy. Now her parents have vowed never to send their other children to school again. Do you worry that this mindset may resonate among many other parents in the country, especially in the north, where it appears education is under attack?
It is sad. And if they vow like that, you can't blame them. It's traumatic. You send a child to higher institution, and then all you hear is not just that he died, but I was stoned to death. Not only that was also set on fire. I mean, if you are the parents, what will you do? But I still want to appeal to the parents of Deborah to please have faith in the country. Send your children to school, because if they don't go to school, in future they cannot compete. God has a way of compensating people. Maybe through the other children going to school, they may receive compensation.
Honourable Egoh, say something about the arrest of the Accountant General of the Federation over allegations of fraud to the tune of 80 billion naira. What does this mean to the administration's fight against corruption?
For an Accountant General who keeps the money of the nation to be accused of stealing 80 million, we need trust in this nation. It's just the same as Governor CBN trying to run for election. You know? How can people have trust? If a governor of CBN want to run for election, he should have left that Apex organization about a year earlier. It has never happened in this country or anywhere where a city governor have cars branded, have posters. I don't know. Let the conscience of those who are ruling be judged.
Let's talk politics. We are in the election season and politicians like you are extremely busy this period. What have you been up to politically speaking?
Well, with me it's been good, and what I'm happy about is that I have formidable opponents who are interested in taking over my position. And that gives me pleasure because it makes me to be able to become more competitive, with them. And most of them don't even know what is done here. They just come and say, oh, I'm going to do a bridge to cross to the riverine. A bridge that even the state government may not be able to do on a long river. But they keep boasting they will do it. Some say they will build a state secretariat for the entire party in the state and the local government. Where will that funding come from? It's not possible. But when you tell them, oh, they say no, that kind of thing is, they will do it. So, journey is be tough, and we are praying to God that having done well, in the eyes of our people, we'll be able to get the primary through, face our opponent, and win again. Because for 16 years, PDP lost in my constituency until I came in. And then, of course, we turned to victory. Now that I've won, a lot of people believe that it's so easy to win. But they should not forget that for 60 years, we never got anything. And, I'm happy that by winning have ignited a lot of excitement in our local government. And now everybody wants to contest. It's good for our people.
The cost of nomination and expression of interest forms was proof that elections in Nigeria is for politicians with deep pockets and not necessarily those with good intentions. What do you say?
You are correct. But I think my party is moderate. I don't want to criticize APC. But selling a phone for 100 million and over 30 people buying, the ordinary man will be worried on the street. Why we say Nigeria is poor? Where did all this money come from? How much taxes are these people paying? These are issues. If you look at our fees, they are quite moderate. Whereas for a House of Rep, the total is about 2.7 billion. APC is 10 million. There are some things you do that makes people to revolt. Where is the money coming from? So if people are angry with the parties, I would not blame them. Because they feel that the country is difficult. As we speak today, students are back home. They cannot pay ASU, the money that ASU have requested for which they have signed an agreement, and yet people are paying 100 million naira in multiples. So there's cause for concern.
What should we expect from the parliament in the remaining 1 year of this democratic dispensation? Well,
my concentration will be on the issue that I already raised the motion upon, infrastructural decay in Abu-Dhabi. First satellite tower were built over 40-something years ago. Since most of roads were dug, drainages, no attempt will be made to repair them. That will be my major area. The next area will be to see what can we do to train youths so that even if they don't get a job, they can stand on their own. Those two areas will be my major area until the end of the 9th Assembly. I've done a lot of bills which touch on the life of people in Nigeria, but above all, some motions that are moved that touches on my people, to the benefit of our people, are there also. And it gladdens my heart that I'm able to use the instrumentality of the National Assembly to bring improvement to my people. I'll give you an example. We have the highest number of tank farms in my constituency. Yegu, Kirikiri, Satellite, everywhere is blocked. A journey that takes supposed to take 5 minutes, sometimes it takes 3-4 hours. Sometimes you stay overnight just on the road because too many tankers block the road. Now, based on that, the people complain to me. I move a motion on floor of the house to say all the tank farms should be reallocated because the area, in reality, is not a commercial area. And based on that motion, the entire house accepted it and they set up a committee on it. Over 90 House of Rep members went there to look at it and they saw what I was saying was correct. And we agreed that we are going to recommend that those tank farms should leave. But we had a meeting with the tank farms, a stakeholders meeting, and they cried to us that, look, the amount of money they spent billions in those tank farms. And they're also employing hundreds of people in my constituency. This is also a benefit to me. So how do we meet a middle cost? We went to see the governor. The governor also said that these people pay a lot of tax to the state and let's find a middle cost. What did we do? And they insisted that if they're not removing tank farms, they should dualize the roads. And of course, the governor said he would do something. And I'm happy that today, the road leading from Satellite to Yegu to the tank farm is now being dualized. With that, much of the hold-up will go. That is how to use instrumentality of emotion to better the life of your people. But that is not all. The one that I'm so excited about is the one on the railway. Now, we know that if we find out the biggest problem of our people is these these tankers that block all the road right now. And I move a motion again on the floor of the House that the railway line that is terminating at our Papa Port should be extended to Tika Island and also to Ijegu Port, which is by satellite town. And that motion again was accepted by the 360 members in the House. And today, we've passed the letters to various government agencies, Minister of Works, and also Minister of Transport, and also to the Nigeria Railway. And we are waiting for the fruit of it, for the railway line to be extended. Once it's extended, the advantage to almost everybody in Lagos, especially by constituency, is that all the tankers will now be carried on the rolling stock from my constituency to other parts of the country, to the north and other part of southwest. And once that happens, then this gridlock we have on our road will all be gone. And also, most of the trailers that carry various containers will also vanish, because they can take the containers straight to the location without blocking Lagos Road. So a lot of the tankers will go and Lagos Road will be free again. But above all, once the railway line gets here, of course, my people can easily, anywhere they want to travel to in the country, those who want to go to the east for Christmas, those who want to go for a layout to the north or to any part of the country, you just go there, you enter the railway line at a cheap price, and you go to your location. I'm very happy that I'll be able to use the instrumentality of lawmaking to affect the life of our people in Abu-Dhabi.
Lastly, tell us how you connect with the people you represent beyond motions and bills on the floor of the parliament.
Well, before we came in, we thought we can give a lot of people a job because so many people are unemployed. Unfortunately, when you come here, you find out that as a lawmaker, you cannot give anybody a job. You have to go and beg the respective agencies. But I'm grateful to God that I was able to give a couple of people employment opportunity in my local government. Besides that, we've been able to train people. We've trained women on entrepreneurship. We've trained widows on entrepreneurship. And with the training that we gave to the widows of these people, most of them can sustain their life. We have even trained people on fishery program, and we did a practical one, which we harvested just about a week ago, where thousands of fishes were harvested. We are showing the people that, look, you can also do this. Work on fishing, grow fishing, and then you can feed your family, take care of your children, school fees, etc., etc. So we've been able to do things that make the life of people all right. Some people might consider have to say, why can't I provide millions for one person? And I said, look, there's no budgetary provision. I cannot do that. I'm just a lawmaker. If I were a local government chairman, for instance, and there are people in my constituency who are capable of doing jobs, we can say, okay, this road is up for to be redone, or this drainage. You come and bid. When you win, you get the contract, and you can make millions. But as a lawmaker, where does the million come from? And the worst thing is that Lagos State has the lowest amount of money a constituency project. And don't forget that because this is based on the quality of states, we have 24 Federal House of Rep members. What we have is shared among the 24. Whereas states like Niger State, Ekiti State, Bayelsa, Nasarawa, who have just about 4 or 5 House of Rep members, they share their money. Whereas Lagos State money is shared about 24. Some people are sharing their own among only 4. So the money that comes to my constituency is very little, but people don't seem to understand this. And so we put up other efforts. That's how we've been able to build block of classrooms. We'll be able to do road with Amasa Federal Minister of Works, who obliged me when I cried out of the infrastructure decay. They need to do more for us, especially in first act also. But we've not been able to get that. But we're hoping that with a third tenure, we'll be more experienced. We probably can get chairman of a board, make us more influential, and then we'll be able to do more things for our people.
That is all on the program this week. You can watch a repeat of this program at 7 a.m. on Sunday. You can also catch up with updates of the Hallowed Chambers on TVC News YouTube page. Do not forget to subscribe, like and share. Thank you for watching. I am Tijesu Adeoye. See you next time.